Okay. Um, just here to fill everybody in on the my Hisun and me and my wife's Hisun experience. Pretty disgusting. Um, can't say I've ever been through anything like it. But basically, I got here as a little cheat sheet. The notes I took down. I'm going to explain it to you. So basically, we purchased our first Hisun in August of 2015, approximately. We bought a Sector 550, which actually was a pretty good machine. Um, I'd say about 6 months into it, maybe, approximately, maybe not even that long. We had a rear brake failure, and basically what it was is it was the emergency brake for some reason stuck up on it. We basically started smelling something hot. It actually got so hot that it turned the disc purple and basically fried the brake pads. So we took it into Benson Motor Works in Newark Mills, where we had purchased it, explained our problem. And he hawed around and this and that. And basically, the four-wheeler had probably sat there a couple months already, and we just kind of figured, well, maybe we should just trade it in, get something bigger. There was no work being done to it. It was absolutely disgusting for something that was maybe $100 worth of parts, and hearing about that range. Thing was under warranty. That's the big thing they sold us on, was the 1-year warranty. So we went back in, and I don't know why we did this, because I should have probably never bought another machine, considering our experience. I would doubt to this day that brake was even fixed. It was probably just resold as is. Who knows? I don't know. But for as long as it took to, they weren't touching it. So anyway, we traded it up on a 2016. Well, it was actually in 2016. A four-wheeler had sat there probably 3 months at this time. By the time we had gotten we ordered a new Strike 800. Our old Strike had sat there actually probably, our 550 Sector, had sat there approximately probably 3 to 4 months before the one even came in. Well, it comes in, we're excited again to get a new vehicle. Well, we find out it's a 2015 holdover, but still comes with 1-year warranty, so what the hell, we were tired of waiting. We had actually probably only rode the 550 approximately 4 months out of the time that we owned it, so it probably had not even 400 miles on it, because it sat over there for 4 months. But yeah, so we get the 800 Strike home. Ran fine at first. Went through the normal break-in procedures. One other thing to note, when we got it home, the vehicle only had 3 miles on it, which seemed legit, but it had 30 hours. So something wasn't really jiving there. So to kind of speed this up a little bit, so in December, I was heading off to the fish house on my birthday, and I was going along, and all of a sudden, I had no rear wheels, power in the rear wheels, only one front wheel spinning, so I couldn't even make it back to the landing. So I loaded it up on my trailer. So I believe it was the following week, I took it up to Benson's Motor Works. I made a couple attempts to swing by, but they were closed or out doing something. guess I don't know. I tried swinging a couple times. So me and the wife decided, well, hell with it. We'll take it over to Smoky Hills, which is over in Park Rapids, Minnesota. And they asked if it was under warranty. I said, yeah, it's got full year warranty on it, because even though it was 2015, we're still honored a full 1 year warranty, which that's Hisun's big selling point, the big 1 year warranty that you don't get through Arctic or Polaris. That was one of their big selling points. So we left it over at the Park Rapids there. He did say it would be a while before it got fixed, or they got a chance to look at. Basically, let me backtrack a little bit. When I did get it home after the drivetrain went out, there was gear lube leaking out of the rear of the rear the main drive shaft out of the rear end. Basically, it comes out of the back of the transmission. And also, I noticed the boot had a tear in it. And basically, me and my wife have only put road miles. Like tar road, what we got out here. It's maybe seen 20 miles of the 250 that it had on it at a time. It probably had 20 miles of gravel roads. Never any ditches or anything. So anyway, we left it back to Park Rapids. We left it at Park Rapids. We had to call back and forth with Hisun, and there were so many conflicting stories. We talked to Hisun, the dealership didn't contact him. Talked to the dealership, Hisun Motors is not getting back to us. Blah blah blah. So this goes on and on and on. And basically, the wife was talking to one of the guys down there at Park Rapids, and I don't recall the name, and that's not important. But he said, well, maybe we can just go down to the hardware. And my wife noted, well, it's a new machine. We don't want just some, thrown together parts in our new machine. So that went back and forth. Finally, it would have been almost 2 months to the day, which would have been, I believe it was around February 1st, if I recall right. They called and said our four-wheeler was done. After all this bickering, like, oh, well. So we go down, we pick it up. I noticed there's still oil all over in the back end, and it didn't seem right. To be honest with you, I didn't even really look at the boot, because I figured that was kind of a no-brainer. So we get it home, and I think it was roughly a couple weeks afterwards. We hadn't rode it hardly at all since we got it home, because we didn't have time, we were working, but we decided to go for a ride. So we go down the back road here about 3-4 miles, and come back, and it just stunk. Your oil stinks anyway, more than regular oil, but it was basically you could smell it hitting the exhaust. It was just terrible. So I looked down there, and sure as crap, it's leaking the lube out again. Noticed the tear in the boot was like huge. You could tell the rear oil still was out on the crank, or the rear shaft. So we loaded up. Next day, very disappointed. This has just been a total nightmare since day one. So we load it up. We bring it up to Benson Motor Works in Eric Mills, and I spoke to the salesman there, and he says, "Yeah, we'll get that take." I said, "Well, it should still be under warranty. We were only 6 months into our warranty, I believe, or so, or maybe not even that long, approximately 5 to 6 months." And the fact that we just had all that crap repaired, so they said, "Yeah, we'll take care of it." And I waited for a phone call, and we waited through the next week. It sat there about approximately 8 days. And I thought, well, I'm going to stop was informed by the mechanic there that Hisun was not going to cover it, the warranty. And I'm like, why wouldn't they cover the warranty? I mean, this thing hasn't had a hard mile on it. So I kind of stormed out of there because I was pretty PO'd, pretty disappointed. Called Hisun several times. Was always told, oh, we'll look into this and we'll get right back to you. Well, we sat and nothing. And I guess according to the mechanic, it wasn't covered because they're wearable parts. So in other words, if you go buy a new car and your boots fall off it or the seals go out in less than 400 miles, that's just wear and tear, which is total BS. We all know that. So I went back and forth with Hisun, tried calling several times, me and my wife both. Very frustrating. We have a $10,500 UTV that we've hardly ever drove because there's always crap going wrong. So anyway, basically in ending with that, my wife went over to Benson Motorworks and picked up our UTV and we brought it home. Been sitting in the garage ever since. So basically it's been sitting here about 2 months. We're waiting on some legalities. We were actually in contact with somebody, so I won't even share this video unless we don't get our money back, perhaps for some reason. But I'm just taking notes here because I wanted to take it down and see what Park Rapids actually had done to the four-wheeler when it was over there, which you will see was absolutely nothing short of ridiculous. So basically I got it tore down here. It doesn't take very long to get it down to where you want it, you know. Only reason I didn't do my work myself is because it was under warranty and I didn't really feel I should have to, but I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard spot after I spent $10,500 on this. Actually more than that, but in that range. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do now is I am going to, I'll kind of lay the parts out so I can make it simple, a little simpler for everybody to follow. The screwing we got, and the screwing we're still getting. So I'm going to cut out for a little bit. I'm going to kind of organize the parts that I took off here and kind of show you how the process went, and we will go from there. I'm back. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go through, and bear with me because I suck at this camera, but I'm going to show you basically the work that was done at Park Rapids, at Smoky Hills Outdoors. So basically, you got to pull the wheels off. It's pretty simple. Our work, I had this all, probably about an hour and a half, I had this all tore down. Basically, what we got here is that you have to take out this top bolt on both sides. That'll draft that down, and therefore you can take out the axles and remove the differential. So basically, here's that boot that was supposed to be repaired and is not repaired. You can notice, just disgusting. I mean, I can't believe nobody'd have more pride in their work than that when you buy a new machine. And I cannot believe Hisun does not back this up. It's absolutely disgusting. But anyway, but I'm going to show you here. Okay, I pulled the back differential off here. Basically just 4 bolts. It does come up, slides right off. And then we're going to go inside here where the major problem was when I brought this in. Okay. So, bear with me again. Okay, basically, that little bugger right there, that's your output shaft. Okay. One moment. Okay, typically. I went up, or I actually went online, and I purchased this. This is the bolt that should actually, this bolt goes, that bolt right there. That actually is supposed to go into the end of this here, which, it's really tough for you to see probably, but as you can see, somebody attempted to drill out. What happened was let me rewind a little bit here. Basically this here little shaft goes on there, and then your front of your differential then just slides over that. So basically what you have is you got your bearing there. This washer would go on like this to hold that in place. This little washer right there. And then this bolt, which I did purchase, which really isn't going to do me no good right now, but this is supposed to screw on over top of that washer. Well, what they did, and I'm assuming they did it at Park Rapids, I'm pretty positive, they tried to drill that out, I would assume, and tried to take a extractor and take it out, but as you can see, the damn hole is almost as big as the thread, so you ain't going to get an extractor to take that out. At least not that I can see. So basically that idea was useless without replacing this with this shaft, which is probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches long. You have to split the case here to get it out of there. And so instead of doing it the right way, basically this is what Park Rapids did to my brand new machine. Just absolutely sickening. I mean, a trained monkey could do better than that. So basically I'm going to bring it over here now to the front. So instead of fixing this right, their solution to keeping that forward, because what happened when I lost power, or when that bolt snapped off, that there little thing right there, this here deal, that little bugger, what happened when that wasn't tight on that shaft anymore is it fell inside of this. It fell back inside, so it wasn't on the gears. So that's therefore is why I had no movement to my wheels. Now I gotta get it out of here, but darn it. So yeah. So anyway, so their big solution here, which is fine, you know, I've rigged stuff up before, but not on somebody's brand new machine. I mean, this is just absolutely freaking ridiculous. They went up to the hardware store. You see that spring right there? Well, I'm guessing they went to the hardware store or found it in one of their old parts stores. So what they do, instead of fixing it right, they shove this spring in there to keep that forward. Be honest with you, not a bad idea. I just don't want it on my new shit. I don't think it was engineered to be that way. They did that. They shoved that spring in there, shoved that washer in there like that, and then they basically put the gear, you know, they put that washer in there. They put this gear back on here, like that, like it's supposed to. Well, the gear's supposed to be like that, and they basically ram the differential onto there, letting the spring hold that in place. That's the kind of workmanship you get nowadays. It's just beyond me. I mean, I've never experienced this kind of crap. So basically, that's where I'm at with it. So, and then, basically, what you have here is a cover that goes over all this. Or it actually goes on before that gear. This would actually slide on here, and then the gear would go on. Well, it slides on just like that. Okay. Now, where my oil was coming from. This part's actually extra sad too. The whole thing is sad. It was a throw together. Okay, basically what this does, this seals, from people not knowing much about this, basically what this little seal does in here is keeps the oil from draining back out. You know, it actually, I mean, you'll find them on like timing belt gears. They basically just keep the oil. Well, this is basically a $36 part, this little thing. But if you can see there, that's why the oil was running out of it. I mean, it's totally gone. You can see my finger. I can poke my finger through it. So basically, when this was on there, it wasn't holding nothing back. That's why the lube was running out and spraying up against my exhaust. So yeah, basically to get to this point, just to look everything over here, I had probably an hour and a half taking it apart. This sat 2 months over at Smoky Hills. And this is the shit we got back. So, I guess the moral of the story is here, really watch yourself when you're buying stuff. I mean, we were really excited, kind of our first brand new side-by-side, and it's been absolutely crushing. I mean, we got $10,500 lawn ornament at the time, and to be honest with you, it doesn't really look good without the tires, so I put them back on so I can push it out there and use it for that. You know, all joking aside, very, very disappointed. This has been the ultimate nightmare. I mean, somebody that obviously does not see that they ripped that boot that bad, or that the boot was ripped that bad. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's when they're putting it back in that it tore up that bad or what, and not replace that boot there for a 3 boot. I think I picked them up. It was under $5. That could have been fixed. So, which it's beyond me why a company can get by with this crap when they have a product like this. Is beyond me. And the cooperation was just nasty. It was brutal. We never got phone calls back from Hisun. But like I said, as you can see, and as I demonstrated to you, this is absolutely ridiculous. But thanks for watching my video. You all be careful out there when you're buying stuff. Take care.